Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session where we're going to be talking about the Business Honors Program. My name is Chelsea Whitman. I am one of the Assistant Directors in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. And this afternoon, I'm excited to be joined by our Assistant Director in the Business Honors Program, as well as a few of our Business Honors students. So we'll give it a few minutes, like just a minute, to allow people to sign in as all of you are joining us this afternoon. We're excited to have you all for Honors Week, hoping that you will be joining us for a variety of sessions throughout this week. But just to give you a sense of what you can expect for today's or this afternoon session around business honors, we're going to spend the next 30 to 40 minutes sharing information and then allowing you all to open or to ask us any questions. The best way to submit questions throughout today's session is going to be through that Q&A button that you should see if you toggle over the bottom of your screen. Feel free to drop in any questions that you have at any point through today's session. We will do our best to address them live, and if not, we'll also I'm happy to send you responses directly if there are any questions that are a little more individual. We're happy to address them throughout today's session. So just drop them into the Q&A as you have them. So I am going to go ahead and kick it over to Zach so that we can get started.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chelsea. I am excited for us to be here today talking about the Business Honors Program. To all of you, please ask us any questions that that you have throughout the session. We'll answer them all at the end, but go ahead and drop them in the Q&A as you have them. My name is Zach Lord. I am the Assistant Director of the Business Honors Program. You'll probably be getting some emails about applying to the Honors College from me, because I am in charge of recruitment, which is such a fun part of my job, to get to interact with students like y'all, and then get to work with our current students in a recruitment perspective too, which is a lot of fun. So the presentation today, we're just going to briefly go over some of what makes the Business Honors Program so awesome, why y'all should apply, and then I'm going to turn it over to our students to introduce themselves. And they're going to take the lead on this presentation. So y'all go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Cox. I am a senior and I'm double majoring in business analytics and management information systems. I serve on the executive board and I have for the past 3 years, and I am from Apex, North Carolina.
Hey everybody, my name is Mitchell Jones. I'm currently serving as the Business Honors Program President, and I've been on the executive board for BHP for 2 years now. I'm a business analytics major, and I'm planning on pursuing a data science master's, and it's my 3rd year. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're going to go ahead and talk about professional development is the core of the Business Honors Program, and the experience that you get out of Business Honors is really centered around the professional development aspect. So the Business Honors Program is an academic and professional development organization, and the professional development side comes from a bi-monthly professional meeting. So what the professional meeting means is we usually have professional speakers or from a variety of businesses from either around the Charlotte area, or as we moved virtual, from around the world, come to speak to us about a variety of topics such as diversity in business, technology, and then each about their individual companies, and sometimes recruit for their own internships. And so we have a variety of topics that students get to learn about, and you also get to become comfortable with networking aspects and start to form those connections to the Charlotte business community as you attend those meetings. It sounds like something that's really boring on paper to some people, where they're like, oh, I have to attend a meeting twice a month and in professional dress, but it actually turns out to be, honestly, one of the most interesting parts of my weeks, because it's really cool to get to hear from a Charlotte business professional about what they do in their day-to-day, and then all of them are very successful, so you get to hear what is their insights and the secrets to their success, and hearing that directly from the source is super valuable as a student and as you develop as an undergraduate business student. If you want to go to the next slide.
Okay, so now diving a little bit into the curriculum. So what's a little different with the honors program is you are going to have 30 hours of business and some that aren't business, but they're all honors classes. So this sounds like a lot, 30 hours sounds like a lot, but it's going to be a lot of classes that you're already taking. So for example, you're going to have to take Business 1101 your freshman year as a business student. Instead, we're just going to switch it over and make it the honors version. Uh, One thing that we don't include in this presentation that is an addition is we have to take an honors liberal studies, which is just an honors college course. For me, I took a citizenship class where I worked on a presentation and research around the Charlotte area to help find housing that could use help and try to get them the different resources they need to fix up their houses. So every semester, you're going to typically take anywhere from 2, sometimes 3 business courses. For the majority of your semesters, it is going to be 2. The only 3 classes that aren't built into that curriculum is going to be your practicum courses. And these are all just professional development courses, which are really cool. So for example, you're going to learn how to build a resume, which you aren't going to get if you're not a business student. You're going to have to go like search it out on your own. Whereas here, we're offering it for you like on a silver platter. So you're going to learn how to interview. You're going to learn how to build a resume. You're going to learn how to make a portfolio and do some community service projects. And I know for me personally, these classes have been some of the best classes I've taken and most helpful in my overall professional development.
I gotta say right off the bat, I agree with Taylor on all of those. The practicum courses that Zach has taught have definitely been some of my favorite business honors program classes, or business program or business classes in general. Not just because they're with Zach, but because the content is really interesting. And I think the leverage of those classes turns out to be you get to become a better business citizen. And so you might learn how to be a good business professional from all of your other business classes, but the practical courses turn you into how do I think ethically and make smart leadership decisions. And so that turns into the classroom experience and the academic requirements. You can see here, this is from this semester in Zach's practicum or business 1101 course with the freshmen that just entered the program. So they're spaced out for social distancing, but usually everybody would be close together and you'd get to know this core group of BHP students that you enter the program with. And the really special thing about this is you move through the program with those students for the first, I think it's 3 years. So you continually take the practicum 1, 2, and 3, and then the other honors courses with these same students. You really get to know them and form strong bonds with them. And those are the kind of bonds that you really want to form in school and then take beyond into the professional world, and that network will serve you well. So it's one of those really strong points of the academic experience is getting to move through those honors courses together. The other point I want to make is that the honors courses, like Taylor said, it seems like they're extra, but they're really not. It's just an honors version of the normal classes that you're already going to have to take as a business student. But what's special about that is the honors professors, going to brag about this a little bit, I think they're the best. I have, maybe looked at a topic and said, I don't think marketing is my thing. And then I get into marketing and the marketing professor I have this semester is absolutely fantastic. So marketing might not be my thing and it might not be the most interesting business topic in the world, but all of the honors professors are personally invested in making your experience enriching and interesting to you. So there's not a topic that you're going to take in the previous slide that you're going to find boring, just because all of the honors professors are going to do their best to enrich you and challenge you in a way that is going to help you to develop as a professional before you get into the world of professionalism. And moving on to our next slide, we're going to talk about study abroad and internships. Taylor has a lot of experience in this.
Yeah, so a little bit of what Mitchell was talking about with the academics, a large part of these honors programs is completing different projects in a group. So I really enjoyed this because, for example, my class has about 30 students and I've worked on a project with every single one of them. So now being able to connect that experience in the classroom, and when I go into an interview, I can say, well, I've completed projects with over 30 different students and every single time they were successful. They resulted in an A. So And then pulling that into the professional world was a really cool thing to do. So going into that with study abroad and internships, by the time you graduate from the business honors program, you have completed one or the other or both. So the honors program really helps you connect with the different resources to get you connected to study abroad opportunities, different internships, and even the opportunity to intern abroad. So a little bit about my experience with this. As you can see, I'm right there in the middle of the slide. That is the company that I interned with this past summer. So TrialCard is a pharmaceutical technology company. I got to work there as a junior business analyst where I kind of did a lot of coding. I worked a lot on the website and helped keep up with their databases. So that was a really great opportunity, and I'm going to get some BHP credit for that as well. In addition, this past semester, like spring of 2020, I went and I was able to go study abroad in Paris. This was pre-COVID. So over my spring break, I went and spent 10 days in France, which was a really great opportunity. I did almost get stuck there, but that just sounds like the worst thing in the world. But it was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of great resources to connect me. So through my academic and career coach in the Belt College of Business, we kind of talked about maybe where would be the best places to study abroad. Through the honors program, I was able to actually go with one of my best friends who I met through BHP. And we got to go to Paris together, and it was so much fun. So having to complete one or the other was a great opportunity to find some independence. I was dropped in a different country that spoke a completely different language. I didn't know that language. So trying to figure out and kind of do that problem solving is then another great thing that I'm able to bring back into my life. So study abroad and internships are both great ways to kind of gain that independence and have a little bit of professional development on the down low as well.
Yeah, absolutely. To speak to one more thing about study abroad and internships, it's important to note that we do require one or the other, but that again, the requirement seems like a daunting thing to you as a student, but in reality, as a business honors program, you are sought out by companies as an intern. And there are so many opportunities through the college to study abroad that it is overflowingly easy. And so to talk about social events and community in BHP, Taylor said, I went and flew with my best friend that I met in BHP. That is a sentiment that you will hear mirrored across many BHP students. Oh, I have a best friend and I met them in BHP my first year. I share that sentiment as well. And so there's three main things about BHP that really foster our sense of community. And the thing that I think that is most pertinent to you entering as a student is the retreat. So every year, except for this year due to COVID, we generally go to the Blue Ridge Mountains to have a retreat with the YMCA, and we do a lot of team building activities, and you get to connect with students across a variety of years and in your own class of admitted students. It's a great opportunity for you to do some team building activities. You can see on the left, the high ropes course. If you're afraid of heights, don't have to do it, but it's a great way to bond with each other. And overall, the entire experience is a great way to get to know each other. And then you come away from that day. I remember my freshman year, our professor for Business 1101 said, y'all are going to be really quiet before the retreat, and after y'all will not shut up. And that is exactly what happened, because everybody really got to know each other because of that. And so another couple key components of BHP that really foster that sense of community, you see on the left, it says social events. So we do have a requirement for students to complete a social event each semester, but these are made super easy. And so they're all things that you are going to be interested in, maybe, an hour and you get to go and study together, or you get to go draw on the sidewalk, or you do a coffee hour, networking with business professionals. It's something that is low barrier to entry, but a high value to you as a student, because you get to continue to form those bonds with other BHP students and whoever gets involved with the social event while just having a good time. And I think that's really important in college. And then our third thing that will be important to you as an incoming student is our mentorship program. I know a lot of students come into college and they say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the type of bedding to buy. There are so many questions above their head coming in, either as a BHP student or coming into college. And our mentorship program pairs you with a mentor that is more than happy to help you guide you through that process and to just become your friend. I've been a mentor for 2 years now, and I check up on my mentees weekly, not out of a sense of duty, but out of the sense because I'm just their friend, and we've become friends, and I think they'll be lifelong friends for me. And I'm so grateful that BHP has connected us. And I think that's the same for many mentor-mentee pairs in BHP so far. So that's the social events and community section of BHP. We're going to talk a little bit about community now.
Okay, so a large part of BHP is service above self. So not only are we focused on growing ourselves in our own professional development ways, but also helping out around our community as well. So each semester there is a requirement of 2 community service events, which sounds like, maybe not something you want to do. However, it's so much fun. It's almost like another social event, getting to meet different people throughout the honors program in different grades. So we partner with all these different organizations all across Charlotte. We've been everywhere from up by the university area, down by Carowinds. We've had even some community service events at Carowinds. So these are just a lot of fun to be able to work with other BHPers, work with the community around you, and really give back to what that community has given to you. Another part of this is in one of your practicum courses, you are going to have a community service project. So it's gotten tweaked a little bit since I did it. However, when I did it, it was 40 hours of community service. You could do it over the summer, over fall, whatever works best for you. And then you would create a portfolio about, what you did in your community, kind of give you a little bit of self-reflection as to why did I do that? What did I learn from it? And this is honestly another really cool way to partner with business professionals in the community. So I know we've had some where we've partnered with Bank of America, for example, and we've done a community service along them. And this is just another great way to network. Or even when you go out on your own, I've met some really amazing people through community service, and it's people that I'm going to stay connected with for a lifetime.
All right, so we want to give ample time for questions. So I'll let y'all think of any questions that you have. That was a really brief overview of the Business Honors Program. So hopefully y'all have some questions, put those in the Q&A and we will pull those up. Thank you, Mitchell and Taylor, for sharing your experiences. I think just in recap, while y'all are typing some questions, the Business Honors Program has a lot of really great strengths. One of the greatest strengths, like Mitchell said at the very beginning, the professional development, the location to Charlotte business is unreal. We have businesses all over Charlotte that each semester are reaching out to us wanting to connect with our business honors students. So we are constantly having new connections. We had the London Stock Exchange, which is they have a business or a location down in Fort Mill, South Carolina. They reached out to me last year, and then they came and actually hosted our professional development meeting this past week for the Business Honors Program. And they specifically were wanting to reach out and get connected with our students in the Business Honors Program. So I think Taylor kind of stole what I usually say about professional development by saying, just as a regular student in the business school at UNC Charlotte, you have a lot of opportunities that are available to you that you can take advantage of. But with the Business Honors Program, they're kind of all built in and handed to you on a silver platter. So that's really the difference between being in business honors and not is you still have all the same opportunities as a Belk College of Business student, or very similar opportunities, but it's built in to your classes, to your extracurricular requirements, and all of the opportunities and things that you have as a business honors student to build community, to go out and serve in the Charlotte area are just a lot of fun on top of what you're doing for the professional development and the classroom aspect as well.
And one thing I wanted to add as well, Zach, sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
is another really cool professional development thing that we do is instead of bringing a speaker in, we'll have a whole mock interview event. So this is actually really cool. I think last year we had 50 different employers. We bring them in, and this is just a time to have a one-on-one interview. I've seen students where this has led to internships. A connection I actually made last year just messaged me about a job coming up this summer. So this is another really cool opportunity. Like Zach said, handed on a silver platter. It can't get much easier than that. And so you'll sit down, you'll be able to have a one-on-one discussion with some employers. They'll give you feedback on interviews. They'll tell you how to improve. And lots of the time, if you do make that connection, they'll reach back out when they do have different internship or full-time career opportunities.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. So I had a couple things that I wanted to ask. We did get a great question, and I'll kind of pose this and broaden it a little bit for any of you all to address. But question revolving the application process, and when students will hear after they apply. Can you walk us through, Zach, a little bit of the application, kind of from start to finish, and students applying, some of the evaluation stuff, and the notification, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm realizing we didn't have anything about the application process on these slides. I need to add that. So yes, so you are going to apply in Niner Scholars, the Niner Scholars portal. And that is where all the scholarship opportunities for UNC Charlotte are. You definitely want to look at all kinds of opportunities in there. You'll automatically match with anything that you are eligible for. So you should hopefully match with the Honors College application. So as the Business Honors Program is one of the honors programs at UNC Charlotte. So we are housed underneath the Honors College. So you're applying technically to the Honors College, and that makes you eligible for the Business Honors Program and the University Honors Program, which is open to any major. So you'll apply to the Honors College application in Niner Scholars. The deadline is December 15th. You really, really, really want to make sure you have all of your application materials in by December 15th. That includes your letters of recommendation. So make sure the people that are writing your letters of recommendation get those submitted before December 15th. But you will need 2 letters of recommendation, and they are different letters than the ones that you use to apply to the university. They can be the same people writing the letters, but they have to submit them into the Niner Scholars portal. You have a list of activities, which is kind of like a resume, just to tell us a little bit about what you've been involved in high school, if you've had any part-time jobs, leadership roles, clubs and organizations, things like that, community service. And then there's also the essay, which is arguably the most important piece of the application. It is for me when I'm reviewing the applicants. So really put a lot of effort into your application. You can go into Niner Scholars now and see what the essay question is. I highly encourage you to get some people to look over it, give you some feedback. Don't wait until the last minute to do this. Really put a lot of effort into all of the essay. Make sure it's on topic. If you can weave some sort of business related stuff into it, then that's great too. We're really looking for students who are wanting to make the most out of their educational experience while they're in college, who have that drive to learn, and really have an interest to do that within business. So make sure that you are highlighting that throughout your application. And then we are aiming, and with COVID, I'm saying we are aiming because who knows what's going to change, but we are anticipating that mid-February is when you will hear about a decision about the Honors College.
Awesome. And then just to expand on that further, I know we had some confusion around this last year, but so students will hear from BHP, or if they're being considered, basically if they're not offered a spot in BHP, they're technically still being evaluated for other opportunities in UHP, correct?
Correct. Yes. So the University Honors Program, which is open to all students at the university, is a much larger honors program. Like Taylor said, there's about 30 people in each cohort for business honors. So we are a very selective group. So we will admit a class of around 30, but then there's also opportunities for students who don't get into the business honors program to instead get into university honors, which is a great program as well. It just doesn't have as much of the business focus, but it has a lot of the same social elements, community service, some professional development stuff too, just not as business focused. And then also the honors classes are very similar in UHP as well.
Awesome. And that did pose a follow-up to that. Can you share a bit about the numbers of students that typically apply to BHP? I know you mentioned for 30 seats. Can you give us a little bit of insight there?
Yeah, I think last year, the priority deadline, which was in December last year, we saw, I think, around 200 people apply. And I think we accepted around 60 in that first pool. So yeah, aiming to try and get a class of 30. So it was more competitive last year than it had been in the past though. So, and then there is a as space available pool. So if you apply after December 15th, it's possible for you to still get a seat, but that's, for us at least, I know that University Honors Program does it a little bit differently. But after December 15th, we're really only accepting other students if we have space in our program, meaning that someone else has said, thank you for your offer, but I'm not going to accept business honors. So we highly, highly recommend applying before December 15th.
So helpful. And then Gabrielle had a great question referring to materials to complete the application. Are we able to submit a formatted resume as the list of activities?
Yes. For us, we don't care if it's a list of activities or a resume. If you're applying to the Levine Scholars Program, then they require a list of activities. And so we will accept a list of activities because I think that application material will automatically pull into the honors application for you. But for us, we don't care if it's a list of activities or a resume, and the Honors College doesn't either.
So helpful. Great questions from all of you who are in attendance today. So if you do have questions, throw them out. I don't want to cut anyone short, but I do want to ask Zach, for those of us that have follow-up questions, that's exactly what I was going to ask. If we want to connect with you outside of today's session, would love to know the best way to do that.
Yes, absolutely. There is a ton of information on our website. So bhp.uncc.edu. There's information about how to apply. There's information about all of the things that we've talked about today, just in a little greater detail. We have some student profiles, so you can hear all about what some of our really awesome BHP students have done and what they like the most out of the program, things like that. I think the best thing that we have to really showcase what we have going on in BHP is our Instagram page. We have a team of students that run that, and they've just been awesome with it this semester, showcasing our social events, showcasing, highlighting our students that are doing awesome things. So really check out, I forgot to double check to make sure that's the correct Instagram link. I'm pretty sure that is the accurate. It is. Okay. BHP_UNCC is our handle for Instagram. Go and check us out. We post all kinds of great stuff all the time. It's a really great way to see what it's like to be a BHP student. And then you can email us at businesshonors@uncc.edu. That is a account that myself, as well as the director of the program, Dr. Natasha Randall, will check that regularly for any inquiries about the program. So you can email us there as well. And then probably the best way to find out more information about the Business Honors Program is to come to other Honors Week events that we have coming up this week. So we have some that are specific to business honors, and then we have some that we're partnering with the Honors College on. But if I had to suggest a couple for you, I would really recommend coming to one of the student panels that we have this week. We have one tomorrow and one on Friday at 1 o'clock. Those will just be a list or group of honors students. Will have a business honors representative at those events, and then you'll get to hear from some of the other honor students as well. We have a session about Honors College scholarships, including one specific to the business school called the Belk Scholarship, that Mitchell and Taylor are both a part of that Belk Scholars program. And then I think I'm biased because I'm leading this one, but I think a really great way to get a good feel for what the Business Honors Program is like is going to be the mock class that we're doing on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So you will get to come and participate in a mock class of me teaching one of the practicum courses on corporate social responsibility. So I'll have a couple of our current BHP students there to engage in the discussion as well. But we will get to really talk about the fun topic of why it's important for businesses to care about things other than profit, and why and how that helps in a lot of different ways, helping the community, the environment, and potentially still driving profits. So it's a really fun class to teach, and you will play an interactive role in that classroom as our business honor students do. So I would really recommend coming to that. But we have all kinds of fun events going on this week with Honors Week. So come and do some of those with us. Check us out on Instagram, go to the website, email us if you have any other questions for us.
Yes, and thank you for sharing that, the tips on other sessions to attend. I think that's really helpful, specifically the mock class. We get a lot of questions about the classroom experience, and I think we're in a unique position with COVID, but essentially still getting the experience of what class is like right now in COVID, and what students can expect in terms of a class at the university level. And how it might be similar, but how it might be different, obviously, to what they are getting right now in high school. So hope you all will join us for more sessions throughout the week. So thank you all so much for your time. Thank you, Zach, Mitchell, and Taylor for your insight. It's so valuable to help us get a better understanding of what it's like to not only be a student at UNC Charlotte, but to be a business honors student in the Bell College. So thank you all for your time. Thank you all in attendance this afternoon. Great questions. It was a pleasure spending the lunch hour with you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future sessions throughout the week.
Yes, thank you all so much for being here.
Bye, everyone.